Let's go, baby. Episode number 115 of the Two Armenian Men podcast. You got one Armenian man here and another one over there. Mr. Shant, how you feeling tonight, big guy?
Feeling good, man. It's been, I think, we didn't get to get together last week, so it seems like it's been a while since we did hop on. Our schedules have been a little tough, but yeah, everything's been good, man. Just working, getting up at 4 a.m.
I see it every fucking day. You're up and at the gym the same time that I typically am getting to the gym. So I see it at the gym. I'm like, that's sick fuck. The story's not from yesterday. It's from right now. That's
Like
crazy.
same time, yeah. Because it was funny. One of my friends get up because I was telling him, I was like, no, he hit me up. He's like, damn, bro, 4 a.m. I was like, yeah, man, you got to get on it. He's like, no, I'm up same time you are, so we're because he's East Coast, so it's yeah. He's like, we're up the same time. He's like, I'm basically up at 4 because I'm up when you are.
Yeah, technically, I mean, it's got to be four somewhere. If we're up together, we're
Yeah.
sharing the time. So it's what'd you do at the gym today? Just before we hop into the.
Today was just stretching and like elliptical for like 40 minutes.
Oh, so you still do cardio?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought your cardio days were over when you got married.
It's yeah. It's been a tough, tough struggle trying to get cardio in, man. Yeah, I'm excited for today's podcast. You've had all these questions. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know if you're like having the baby fever.
Yeah, man. I want to start getting into like parenting books because I feel like if you know what not to do, it's a little bit easy to like add your twist to it, like
Yeah.
add your little flavor to it. I feel like not I feel like a lot of people are concentrating so much on what to do that they're not doing what's sort of natural. You know what I mean? Like they're just
Yeah.
following the to-do list too much. So I kind of want to get your perspective on it cuz like you're on baby number 2 now and it seems like you guys are doing a pretty decent job with the second one. First one's kind of fucked up, but
Yeah, we gave up on that one. So now we're just focused, put our energy at number two.
yeah, just make sure that number 2 doesn't get yeah, especially
Yeah.
cuz it's the girl too, so you got to be like extra, you know. So, cute little video you sent me earlier. I wish we could share it, but it's borderline fucking weird. Does he do that a lot?
Yeah.
That's his thing. Like, oh, we gotta stop by my parents' house so my dad could do the do the thing with Zila's stomach.
Uh, he's he's on another level with Leo though. Like,
Seriously?
yeah, he I don't even know if I should be able I don't know if this is
No,
even
maybe we shouldn't. That's
yeah, yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll discuss it in private. So, yeah, the conversation really
Yeah.
really got me thinking about parenting and sort of I want to see your toolkit. I want to see what you got in your toolkit. What do you got in your up your sleeve when it comes to this stuff? I got a list of some stuff that I want to talk about,
Yeah, let's go
and
through
maybe yeah.
go through the questions and we could expand on them, but I thought they were really good questions. Um but yeah, hit me,
So
man.
so before you guys got married, during your first child, maybe before your second child, during your second child, what are some really really good books or resources that you found helpful and what to sort of stay away from? What kind of content to not be consuming too much of? What's your overall take on the literature?
So you can definitely go down a rabbit hole, right? Because there's so much out there, right? And there's so many different spectrums, right? Um, so a couple of books that I read was Benjamin Watson's The New Dad's Playbook. He's that football player guy. He played for the Patriots. New Dad's Playbook. It was
Write
very
this down.
it was very basic and generic, but it was just cool to like know what to expect during the pregnancy and like what you're going to be feeling, right? As a man. So it was good. It was very vanilla, but it was still good. And then Dr. Shafali, she has a couple of books, The Conscious Parent. We were following a lot of Dr. Shafali. She's a clinical psychologist, very popular, and she's like more of a conscious kind of parenting, right? With still some discipline and stuff. Because yeah, you could go down these whole rabbit holes of like, yeah, just let your kid control everything. You could get down to this point where it's like, yeah, let them be free, which they should, but also not free to just jump into the pool at 2 years old by themselves, right? Like it has to be some sort of like, no, you're not totally free. Get your ass back here, right? Yeah, don't go into the oven. That's not a smart idea right now.
Yeah,
So,
she just made pizza. But don't do that.
so that's where you can get down this rabbit hole of just so much. And then on the other side, the very disciplined. Like I listened to one book, I think it was. I don't remember the name. And it was like, oh, you got to discipline them. Like if they look at you, like you got to teach them to be a man. And I'm just like, all right, bro. Like he's two. Like,
There's books like this out there, man.
yeah.
When was this written? 1966? Like, what's your criteria for picking books? Like, I won't read anything or listen to anything published before like 2007.
Yeah, and then but like now it's like too fucked. So you got to be like 2007 to 2015.
That right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's when we had it right. Like things were like people were like, okay, we're done with the old. This is like we're just gonna relax. And then
The
the new
Barack
came.
Obama face. Yeah.
The new
Everybody was
came.
public speaker, very, very articulate.
Yeah, so yeah, you can go down rabbit holes, man. But yeah,
Resources, just basically these resources. So you're saying Dr. Shafali, not so much just her, it's a she, right? Her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not so much just her books, but also you sort of subscribe to her online. Like you
Yeah.
paid attention to a lot of her posts. Like she
Yep.
had like YouTube videos and stuff.
YouTube and Instagram. And then also Jordan Peterson, right? Even though he's a
Really?
little bit he talks a lot about parenting and you know Jordan Peterson?
Yeah. No. Of course, a big fan. Big
Yeah, he
fan.
does have a lot of stuff on parenting. Um, More like in the little bit older years, not like teenage years, but just like 7, 8, 9, it seems like.
Are
But
you a fan of Dr.
yeah,
Peterson?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, big fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him too, but more so on the like the self improvement front, not so much the parenting front. That's so interesting that you just said. I don't think I've ever come across
Yeah.
anything that he said about parenting. What was one of your key takeaways about his doctrines about parenting? That's so interesting.
I mean, a lot of people talk about this, but I think it was um just the whole 0 to 7, 88% of uh all 88% of like your personality, everything happens from 0 to 7. You learn everything from 0 to 7. So it's critical to show strength as just for yourself as a man, and like all these like really cool, not like on them against them, like oh like discipline them, just like be a strong man, let them see that figure, right? And stuff like that. So yeah, I like Jordan Peterson a lot too. Yeah, man, and then like I think it's also another resource is like people, family or friends that are like sick parents. Like you're just like, yeah, they're super cool with their kids, right? Like you probably know, you've seen a couple of people, right?
A couple,
Uh,
a few of them, yeah.
yeah,
A little
like
jealous, but
yeah, like you're just like, damn, they're like the perfect family, right? Like my cousin Lori in California, her and her husband, we're always like, dude, they're just the funnest parents, and they're so cool. Like the son would run up to him like, oh, I want this, and he's like, oh, tell me why you want this, and then he talks him out of it, but like it's super like the kid like talks like he's like, oh yeah, you're right, dad, yeah,
I
and
don't need this. Yeah, you're right. I'll just go and set up a tent in the front yard. Thank you, Dad. You're the
yeah,
best.
it's so those parents, so those are the people you want to talk to, not the ones that you see and they're like a mess, and you're just like, all right, that place is fucked, right?
Fucking drunk out of his mind at 4 p.m.
Yeah, you don't ask their advice because they're gonna be like, don't have them, buddy.
Oh man. Yeah, so no, so hold on. What about the cool parents? I'm sorry, I might have missed some of it. Um, you're saying he talked a lot about cool parents?
No, I was just saying in general, like another resource is cool parents.
I
Talk
see.
to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Definitely. Having like a cool uncle. I wish Tavi lived close to you. I wish that we lived close to you. We would have been
Yeah.
those cool uncles that
Well, Tavi
uh
would probably be the coolest uncle. Like,
because he
take,
really doesn't give a fuck. But then it would be Sako.
no, Sako would be like, I think low key, they'd be like, fuck, man, we got to go to Sako's. He's going to be like testing us. And
He takes us too seriously, man. He treats us like little human beings that we're not.
you would be like the mysterious cool uncle, like just
Why do I
never,
like him?
like never around. But when you come, it's like, oh shit, Adi's here. Like he's going to fucking throw us like 100 or something. Just like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I could see that. I could see that. The cool car loving
Yeah, sometimes
YouTuber
comes
uncle.
around like busy, comes through. Hey, you guys want to go check out my new car? And they run out, right?
Yeah.
With Tavi, it's like, you guys want to hit the casino? Let's go.
Don't tell your dad I'm about to do this. What do you mean? Don't tell my dad? Like,
Pick black or red. He'd be the fun uncle. Tavi would 100% be the fun uncle.
yeah, bro. Tavi's.
It's
I
like,
wonder if Tavi has read any parenting books, just out
I
of
don't know.
curiosity.
Yeah. I don't think, yeah, I don't know. Tavi would like take him to the game and like have him eat ice cream at 11 o'clock. He's like, yeah, don't tell him. Don't tell you.
Yeah, bro. This isn't gonna fuck you up. Don't even worry
Yeah.
about it. It's decaf ice
He
cream.
does it on purpose to like screw me when the kid
Yeah,
gets home.
he drops off the kids, leaves, goes on his, gets in his comfortable bed, passes right out. Maybe a gummy right before. Anyway, so social accounts. What's your deal with social accounts?
That was, I think, Shafali, Jordan Peterson. That's who. Yeah, that's who I would go with. What's the next one?
So, um, actually, it's sort of weird because I follow. I don't know if you follow him too, or maybe you've seen content from him because I follow him or like his shit. But have you read? Have you seen or come across that account, the Daily Dad?
Yeah, I think so. Hang on.
He Man, they repost some amazing stuff that like. I follow the account. I don't know why. Sometimes I tear up when I see this shit.
Oh no, I haven't seen this. No, I haven't seen this page.
Bro, this account is awesome, man. So he put up one, and you hear it all the time, but it's like you don't really pay attention until you actually watch the kids do it. There's one quote recently was posted. It was posted yesterday. Is children have never been very good at listening to their elders, but they have never failed to imitate them. So,
Hmm.
like, you could say all you want, do as I say, not as I do, but they're
Yeah,
gonna fucking do exactly what you do.
yeah, yeah,
So it's like you want to do all the right things, you want to say all the right things, but fuck what you said. What are you doing? So anyway, this account I'm a big fan of, man, because it's like it's setting me up almost to like be a better like basically, yeah, don't drink
yeah. And then
alcohol, and then like you got caught cracking back a beer with the guys if in the backyard. So like anyway, I'm just saying like
yeah, like
some social
yeah,
accounts.
my dad would always say, he's like, read a book, keep karta, like read a book. And because I was a dick. I'd be like, I was like, you read it. When you read one, I'll read one. And he would just,
I don't know how to read. There's a difference. You go to school. No, I'm just fucking around. He knows how to read.
Well, he can't. Yeah, I mean, he can't read. So,
That was a dick comment. Love you, by more.
yeah, so that's why it's like, I'd be like, you read. Great counter argument too, and he just but he still
Fucking asshole. I'm tired. I don't want to read. I've been working all day. What the fuck have you been doing?
yeah, but
Um, so
and,
talk a little bit about having kids. What are my what's the trade-off, bro? It's all cute. Like, I love my kids. What did you leave behind to have these little fuckers? What did you end up just tossing in the trash? You stopped playing basketball completely?
okay,
Sleep
so
for a little while? What's the deal with your life?
so this is the part nobody talks about.
I'm ready to
Okay,
hear it.
again, love our kids.
Sure. Let's cut
Haven't thought
through it.
about returning them. Right, this is no return policy on them, um, but no, we decided to have kids, and I respect anyone who decides not to have kids because this I don't think this is for everyone. Now,
Respect is a strong word.
I do. Uh, what you're missing, okay, is quiet house. Okay, that's one. Just a quiet house. Two, to just run to the store real quick. Just like, oh, hey, I gotta go get, just out of milk. Let me just real quick go get. You can't just go anywhere. Like just real quick. It's
So there is no mobility.
there you go. No mobility. You can't just friend
Interesting.
hits you up like, hey, I'm gonna come through real. No, like you can't. Just the kid's sleeping. If I open the door, they're gonna hear it, and then the whole nap is because you're all on a schedule. You have to schedule naps, and then you have to like your whole day revolves around the nap. So like for instance, we got to go to my parents, right? My parents like, when are you coming? I'm like, well, either between the 11 before the 11 a.m. window that we have that she has to sleep, or the 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. window. It's like we have windows of when we could do something. It's like they get up, they sleep, they get up. We have to like me and Betty have to be efficient. Oh, we got to go do this, we got to do that. Be back for the next nap. Like
That's absurd. So you give up any sort of time flexibility at all because of
zero.
a nap, like a sleep schedule?
Yeah,
And
because
that sleep schedule is not even set in stone. Like it could get completely derailed by some
no,
diarrhea.
yeah, but the reason you have to stick on the nap schedule is because if they miss a nap or they stay up too long, then they are fucking miserable. And then they can't even sleep because they're too tired. So they're miserable, they're crying. So you're just like, you rather have such an inconvenient life, you will take that just to not be in that annoying stage. Does that make
Oh,
does that make sense?
that makes so much sense, man. Oh my God. So you're telling me that you can't move, you can't even take a dump
No,
properly.
no, like zero. You have to like time it. I have to like let Betty know, hey, these are the times I could hit the bathroom. Like it's like we have set times that I could use the bathroom, right?
So like literally the only alone time that you have is when you take a shower. Like you're
No,
at showings all day, you're at a busy office, you don't even have that. It's
yeah,
like
it's just never have a moment to just think
they just eat my fucking sandwich in peace.
like I'm in the bathroom the other day, right? You just like in the bath, you just want to like right quiet. Leo's just
Yeah.
banging on the door. Bob, Bob, Bob.
Like
I'm
I'm
like,
trying to take a dump, man. Just
and I'm like, I'm
what?
yelling at Betty, like, get this kid out of here.
Ah, you're ruining my life.
Eat, forget about it. You can't enjoy a meal or a nice. It's like Betty. I hit up Betty. I'm like, hey, what's for dinner tonight? She's just like, whatever you find, just take.
Scraps. I don't know. Whatever. I'm literally texting you using my fucking nose. I can't like what?
I think we have a cracker or something in the pantry. Just get. And I'm not. And the funny thing is, I'm not exaggerating. I'm underselling this.
I don't understand how our parents had us, took care of us, and made them dinner. I don't understand how they did it.
and like full course, like
Like, what do you mean you made chicken steak? How? You had me in your hand. How are you doing the? I was an 18-pound fucking
I
cinder
swear,
block.
I feel us as kids, like that, our generation, we were just had to be quiet. Like we couldn't say shit. We were scared. They could like just had to sit there, not fucking talk a peep. Otherwise, you're
I'm
getting
traumatized.
smacked.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Why? What do you like? This is actual facts.
yeah.
I couldn't make a note. I can't. I feel bad if my dad's on the phone and I'm speaking near him because like you're disturbing his conversation. He's gonna get upset at you for doing that. I'm a 34-year-old man. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
still to this
He
day.
looks at me
Yeah,
like the phone with Comcast.
my
Like
mom, because Betty's always like, "How was Shantavi?" She's like, "Oh, they were always just quiet sitting there." I'm like, "Yeah, because you fucking lit a match on my ass one day." Because I was like, "Of course I'm gonna
I'll
sit
be bed in your
there."
mouth.
Yeah, of course I sit there. I don't want to talk. Fucking as a 5-year-old, just sitting there like scared.
Yeah.
We're at someone's house. I'm scared sitting there like.
No, I don't want anything. um.
And now
So
this new generation of kids are fucked, man. They're just so loud. They're so loud.
and they're constantly on fucking TikTok, man. It's terrible. My boy sent me this side topic real quick, but my boy sent me something. Um, I don't remember what it was exactly that we were talking about, but he was like, dude, like this new generation's not productive at all. Like they don't get anything done. And I'm like, I know they have a challenge. They have a TikTok challenge where they're supposed to steal cars. And like all I see is porn on
Yeah.
it's like how do you expect them to be productive? They're literally just watching porn and other fucking garbage all day.
And people dancing. That's it. Dancing and
I'm just mind blown, dude. Like this generation has we're losing a whole generation of TikTok.
hopefully the
Uh,
future generation's better, man. They have to be.
it's not looking too good, bro. So basically you're saying you give up any sort of peace and quiet when you
Yeah.
have kids and you you're basically wearing an ankle bracelet. It's from what it seems like is what
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
coming down to. That's not so encouraging, but sounds good so far. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound
Let's
too
keep going.
bad. Yeah,
Keep
let's
going.
see how this gets
I
better.
don't know if we're gonna get through all these questions, by the way, but
Why?
let's
Because of a possible like just in getting enraged, or you don't think we're gonna have
no,
enough time?
probably enough time because some of these we might go on a tangent on, like the last
Okay, so
question.
you know me pretty well. Will I personally hate it?
You're gonna be just pissed 24/7. Like you're gonna like the one day you're gonna be able to go somewhere, right? Like by yourself. You're gonna show up, your friends are there, and you're just gonna be pissed at when someone says something. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, Anto's like, dude, what's wrong with you, man? Like, why? Like, you you're just gonna be pissed 24/7,
Is it
knowing
because of the
you.
lack of sleep, like the sleep deprivation, or is just like everybody's irritating me at home, like too much sound?
Yeah, sound, but I didn't. Yeah, we didn't even get to the sleep.
Bro, I enjoy 8 to 10 hours a night right now.
It's not happening. Like
Like you better
it's gonna
save up
it's
some
gonna
extra
come to a
sleep in
point
your
like
account.
you're gonna like at night, like you're gonna look at your wife. It's gonna be 3 a.m. You're on day 27, and you just look at each other, and you're like, I want to throw that fucking thing outside right now. I don't know if we have to
Getting in
edit
your
this.
head.
Yeah, I don't know if we have to edit this or not, but any parent who's had that has looked at their wife, and their wife looked at them and said, "Get that fucking thing out of here, man! Like I'm done."
Leo, if you're watching this in the year 2042, just know that you were that child. Zila hasn't done shit up
He's
until
never
now.
done anything wrong.
That baby's a fucking angel. He's talking about you. Anyway, so just kidding, Leo. Love you. Uh this account will get deleted far before you ever reach that age. I will get canceled long before.
Yeah, yeah,
So you're saying I won't hate it, I'll just hate myself.
yeah.
Okay. That's encouraging too. Next question. Um what have you personally fucked up on, Shant? Tell us a little bit about your shortcomings in fatherhood so far. Maybe those shortcomings took place with Leo and not so much with Zila. You didn't have much time to think on this, did you? Because you were
Yeah,
probably dealing with children. Got it.
yeah.
Tell
Um,
us.
yeah. So like there's been times I've snapped at Leo because I like snapped and and I'm expecting him to have like a like human responsibility. It's like I gave him I gave him like a thing of paint, okay? He spills it. And me, as a 37-year-old, expect this 2-year-old kid, how dare you drop it? And I'm looking at him like, how can you drop this thing? Like, what is like I'm expecting so much from him, right? Like high level.
You literally put all your eggs in one basket.
When in turn it's my fault for giving the kid anything that's bad.
Fucking two. How did you not see that coming?
And I'm like, how did you not have the grip? How did you let go? The guy's like, the kid's like, I don't fucking like my hands.
I barely know how to use these things. What are you talking about? I just
So
why'd you
it's happened a
trust me
couple.
with that?
Yeah, it's a couple of times that it's happened.
So you snapped on him because you got upset at his ignorance about his childish ignorance. You
Yeah,
got upset at a child for its childish. I got you.
for being a child instead of like thinking he's a 45-year-old
Yeah,
man.
like, get
Like,
on my level, Leo. What the fuck? Um, so, so you didn't know, like you. It's not so much that like you obviously came to your senses after, but in the moment you expected far more out of a 2-year-old than you should have, and you had to like remind yourself, like, oh wait, he's fucking two.
yeah,
You really are somewhat of a competitive fellow though. Like you want more out of your kid regardless
yeah,
of age. Like if you're on our team, like you gotta step up.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
Um,
trade you to Sako's team soon if you don't shape up,
I'm
Leo.
like, uh, I was teaching him the spin move in a basket, right? Like, it's the second time he's trying. He's not getting it. I'm like, come on, man! Like, make the spin move harder, dude.
Watch me.
Like, how did you not pick this up already? I'm showing you.
Buddy, why am I wasting my time? I could be doing so much other stuff right now.
But yeah, I do. I'm very competitive. I definitely want the best. Um,
Question for you. What time are you supposed to be asleep tonight to make it to your 4 a.m. gym routine?
like 9,
9. What time is it right now?
8:15. But we like to watch a little TV before.
Ah, okay. All right. So this is always very, very interesting because I always watch parents because we got a decent amount of parents that come in and sit down, and I always can tell who's like the lenient parent and who's not.
Mhm.
But the fact that like a parent is bringing in their like 3 or 4 or 5 year old kid to eat shawarma is a little bit off to me.
Yeah,
It always has been. I'm like, dude, I barely ate chicken fingers and fries when I was 4 or 5 years old. How the fuck is this kid eating falafel? Strange. How alarming are other parents to you?
what do you mean? Like what of their stuff they're doing?
Yeah, the shit that they do. I feel like Arizona is a lot different than Boston in terms of diversity.
Yeah,
It's not. It's probably nowhere near as
yeah,
diverse
yeah,
as
of course.
Boston is. Like we got just a lot
Yeah,
of strange shit happening here. But relative to your parenting style and relative to your political views, knowing Arizona and how sort of how Republican it is, how
Well, it's
alarming
changed
are other
now, but yeah.
parents?
Um,
Maybe, yeah, but I mean, that's now, not like the last like 20 years. It hasn't been.
yeah. I don't know. I haven't really noticed like I mean, it's more just like they're more just I mean, you have two sides, right? The more like, yeah, like oh, he's crying, let him cry, like I can, just leave him there, right? Like suck it up, buddy, right? And then there's the other kind, like, yeah, let him roam free, be a free man, touch the grass, smell the grass, right? Like, so you really have two sides here, and we're kind of more in the middle in that sense. But yeah, it's the alarming is like when someone is just too far off, man, and they're either trying to make him too tough or like they're just wanting them to be like Jesus floating on clouds.
Like, for example, if Leo had a friend at school, who would you rather him be friends with more? The kid from his own school or a kid from a public school?
I mean,
Like,
I don't really.
knowing your school system, like, would you rather them come from somewhere where it's a little bit more like not your wealth class, nothing like that, but just your understanding of like social system, maybe their background, their ethnic background. Like maybe you prefer a kid as opposed to like being a straight up white boy background. Maybe they're from like a Mexican immigrant background where they sort of understand where you're also coming from. Like we don't
Yeah.
have this
So
problem here, bro. We got
yeah,
Armenian moms and dads that
yeah.
just everything sort of flows very, very easily for you.
No, we never thought about it. I think it, that I don't care public school, private school, if it's any kind of thing. I have just a couple of rules. You will never sleep well, this one's Betty's, but I 100% agree. You'll never sleep at any kid's house. Get that shit out of your mind. Um, some weird
Why?
ass. There's some weird ass parents out there, bro, and Betty's like, I'm not going to have my kids sleep at anyone's house. Only family members, not even like, oh, one of our friends, or it's just,
Oh, so you guys are actually kind of think about that, huh? Like
yeah,
you guys aren't really too confident in other people's.
yeah, yeah,
I gotcha. I gotcha. Did you do any sleepovers when you were a kid?
yeah, I have.
I mean, what makes that different from
Um,
people have gotten weirder? Is that why?
well, yeah, and my parents probably didn't think about that, right? They were just like, whatever, right? But yeah, I used to do sleepovers. It was kind of awkward sleeping in someone else's house. It made no sense. Like, why can't I just go home?
Yeah, honestly, I only did that just a couple of times, and the reason why I did it was because the kid lived really, really far, and he had
Yeah,
like multiple different bedrooms. Like he had just a huge house. So I was just like,
yeah,
"Fuck yeah, I'm sleeping over this kid's house."
yeah. But that's the only kind of way. It's like to me, even as a kid, I was like, why am I want to sleep here? Like, I kind of like I have breakfast. My mom makes good breakfast at home. Could eat that. Like, I'm not gonna eat
Tomorrow's
your mom's.
Saturday. It's Mushabek day.
Yeah, it's like mamunya, and like
Yeah.
uh you want me to eat your mom's PB&J sandwich? Like, fuck out of here.
Oh man, Huda just coming over with Chinese food tomorrow. I'm not. Speaking of man, like I feel like he's a cool dad.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah,
Fuck man, he was a cool uncle.
he was. He was. Yeah, he was the coolest uncle, dude. Like, just showed
Couldn't
up,
understand
fucking.
shit he said though.
Yeah, he was a. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I love Haraj, man. It's a great guy.
You no other so basically you're telling me that parents are alarming to you to some sets that you don't want kids, you don't want your kids sleeping at another kid's house
Yeah,
until they're like 50.
yeah,
So other parents are alarming to you from understanding this correctly.
yeah. 100%.
Okay. Do you think other parents should be alarmed by you if they sent their kid to sleep at your would you allow other people's kids to sleep at your house?
Yeah, I'd rather everything be done here. Parties, everything, my house. You know, um, it's more controllable. More, I know what's going on. Yeah, I'd want the Leo's friends sleep over, like all their friends or Zila's friends sleeping here. I want to know who these fucking kids are to get to know them.
Background checks,
Yeah, yeah. Like
drug
they
tests,
walk
stuff like that.
in, I'll know who's who, bro. I've hung out with people who just,
Bottom of the barrel. I gotcha. I
yeah,
gotcha. Seen some shit too. I know. I remember Sokko's childhood. Not too happy
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen some shit. So
So, question for you: since thank God you had a boy before you had a girl, probably had a little bit more leeway on the slips and falls and stuff like that with Leo because he's a guy versus Zila, which
yeah,
you got to be a little bit more careful. Um, has there been any difference between parenting Leo and parenting Zila, as in like the initial handling, the initial sort of shaping of them?
yeah. I mean, one small thing for me, it's like at this age, at 6 months, Leo, I was throwing him around already, like just, which is probably why he's so aggressive, but just throwing him around. Zila, I'm just like careful, like delicate. Like I won't even like I'll pick her up. I'm like, like that's it. Okay, let's very
Do you,
delicate
do
with
you
that.
think that that's going to be like the recurring trend with
Yeah,
her? Oh,
yeah,
so
I
she's
think
going to
so.
be princess.
Because it was funny the other day, because Leo hits her, right? It's gotten better, but he hits her, he takes her toys, and she can't defend herself, right? Yesterday we're driving home from my Sunday we were driving home from my parents, and he was acting a fool with her, and Betty's in the back seat with both of them. I'm driving. I'm like pissed because I'm like, enough is enough. We coddle Leo too much and like let him get away with stuff so he doesn't feel bad, but it's just messing up Zila because like, whatever. And I'm like yelling, right? Like, but not to Betty, to Leo, but not really to Leo because I'm not talking to him. I'm just talking to everyone. And Leo's just sitting there, just like no clue, just
Daddy's mad. He's mad
just
at
talking.
you.
He's just like like smiling and shit, and I'm like yelling at him but not directly. He has no clue what's going on. And
I want to
but yeah
fucking yell at you so bad.
but yeah so uh that is something that like I'm more protective of her.
So like I don't understand, how do you address this? What's the way to sort of, yeah, like how do you punish Leo without punishing without making him feel like he's losing love? What do you say? Like, listen, buddy, I like you a lot. You're gonna go sit in your room for about 3 hours right now. The reason why is because you hit Zila, and in the meantime, Zila's gonna get some ice cream, even though she can't eat it. She's gonna get some. She's gonna eat your ice cream. What
So
do you do? Like, what's like the proper,
okay,
like proper
so
dad protocol? You're not gonna hit him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
no,
not
so
like,
so the first few times is when I snap because trying to have a conversation with the 2-year old, and
there you go with that shit again.
I was like, Leo, you have to stop hitting baby. He's like, hit baby? Okay. And
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm like, I'm trying to have a conversation with him. Like, and then
Man
he's
to
like, Bob,
man.
yeah, and then like getting serious. He's like, Baba, mad. Like, I'm just like, yes, I am mad. Then he starts like making you laugh, and then you're laughing. You're like, and then he laughs, and then it's like, I'm like, no, no, this is serious. Don't.
Shut up.
And I storm out. And Betty's like, what's wrong? I'm like, he doesn't understand. Betty's like, yeah, he's 2. He doesn't know what the fuck you're saying. He doesn't even remember what happened.
He literally passed out 10 seconds ago. He's 2. He's
He's over
fucking
it. Like, yeah,
2.
he's just
So like, what do you do? What's the proper, like? How do you get Leo to understand that you still like him? Like, you guys are still cool, but like he can't hit Zila anymore without paying some sort of price. What do? Do you take away his toys? Like, listen, fuckhead, you do that again.
You
You
can't.
get to
We
keep your
tried that.
fingers.
Hey, you can't do that when no more, Blippy. This is a show he likes. He's like, oh, Blippy, yeah. But so he doesn't understand, like, I'm gonna take it away. Like he can't understand that yet.
He
So you
still
just
doesn't understand that.
he probably does, but he probably spins it, right? But so we don't know. We've tried so many things. We've done the discipline timeout. You put him in timeout, you hear him singing. It's like, and I
He
come in,
does
I'm
his
like,
own thing.
it's serious, timeout. And he's like, timeout. I'm like, you start laughing. And he's like, come on, man, just take this shit seriously.
Bro, like some people flourish in these situations. You can't control how serious he is in timeout. Like if he wants to entertain himself, he can entertain himself. But I think that's the point. Like, listen, you do whatever it is that you want to do. If you don't understand you're in timeout, so be it. But you're not gonna get this from me right now.
Yeah.
So, dude, I don't know. I'm very curious because my cousin also had this issue with her middle child and the older one.
Mm.
The older one would constantly hit the middle one, and they would just say, "It's okay, don't worry, you're all right," without like really taking any sort of
Yeah.
action against the older one. And I'm like, dude, I looked at the older one. I'm like, why are you such a fucking terrorist? Stop hitting
Yeah.
him. And the middle one now is like he's a lot bigger than the older one, so like he could really fuck him up, but he chooses not to. Like practices um patience with him. So I'm just sort of curious, man. Like parenting is so much weirder now than it was
Yeah.
before. Like, oh, like if you're gonna discipline, you got to also make sure that they know that you still love them. It's like no, part of it is like maybe I don't love you anymore for a few minutes. This is discipline. Like maybe you should question whether or not you're worth anything to me. How else is this shit gonna work?
Yeah.
Like just make some questions go off in their head. Not like, oh, he still loves me, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get the TV for an hour. I'm just saying, like, why do we have to go by a book?
It's true, man. You go to the next question because this is yeah, it's good.
You talking about the gym question?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, tell me a little bit about your performance in the gym. The first few years, how has that changed? I
Yeah.
know that you were
So
doing OMAD at one point. You were doing some.
yeah. So what happens is, when your wife is pregnant, it's very easy if you're weak, like myself, right? I'm a weak human. And it,
Disclaimer: he is not a weak human.
it's well, in this sense, at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night, there's like, let's go get ice cream. And I'm
Yeah, it
like,
sounds like a great idea.
yeah, we just had fast food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yep, let's go get some more ice cream and just keep fucking it up a little bit more. Um,
Seems
so
reasonable.
yeah, you're just, I'm very weak, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, babe, yeah, you want that? If that's what you want,
100%. 100%.
I'm here for you. And and sometimes you, even as a man, are like, hey, you feeling like anything? Like, is any cravings right now? Like,
Like feeding into it, like any sort of snacks you got in mind for next time. For next
yeah,
time.
remember you had the In-N-Out cravings like last week? It's still here? What do you think?
Yeah. What you got on your mind? You hungry? Like provoking it.
Yeah, yeah, just
Fucked up.
spinning it on her, and then you're like, "Yeah, man, it's the pregnancy, man. It gets to you." But yeah, so that's the start. Um, when you have the baby, you're not sleeping. It's like you don't want to, like. It's tough to go. You don't have the schedule, the naps, right? And then as they get older, the nap schedules. And I'm gonna tie this in because you said how's it affected work. So I'm gonna tie it in with this for both of them. Gym, work, it's like you want to leave, you want a little quiet, just go work out, go to work. But you know how it's like, and you're like, fuck, man, babe, I'm sorry. Like, you feel bad leaving them because you know the shit they have to deal with while you're gone. And so even going to work, you just feel bad, not for like, yeah, you missed the kids, but you're like, damn, babe.
I get to sit at a quiet desk for a couple hours with
So,
Starbucks.
hey, chick, what do you do today? Oh, yeah, I got a meeting at a steakhouse. Yeah, it's tough, man. I gotta.
Yeah, man, I don't even. I didn't even want to be there. I was just thinking about you the whole time. Thinking about the kids. That's amazing, man. No, so you're saying that having so basically it's always the wife gets the shit end of the stick.
Yeah,
It's I got
yeah,
you. Yeah. So like it's a good thing we're guys, but at the end of the day, we also got to take care of the whole money situation just in
yeah,
case. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's I guess there's like a decent trade off happening. Um. So
We have it
question
easier, though.
huh?
We have it easier.
Well, we definitely do, but let me ask you this question. Given that you're in customer service, how has this affected you at work? Have you been putting on a front a lot more often when you're really ready to go batshit crazy? You got to sort of keep it together more often, or are you sort of good in that?
Yeah, no, I'm good with it. It doesn't really bother me. Hasn't really affected. It's just more the time, the flexibility. That's what's changed. But yeah, performance, no.
Interesting. Interesting. I feel like I wouldn't be affected as much either in terms of performance at work, but
Yeah,
I would definitely be like you said, kind of snappy. Like, don't fuck with me. I only had 4 hours of sleep type shit. But the only issue is that when I get sleepless, I also start to get more anxious. I also start to get more panicky.
yeah,
That's not good. That's not. I need. This is why I need to sleep. I'm like my mental health depends on it. Last question. Fighting with your wife in front of your kids. Is that a no no? When it has to be done, do you do it? What happens if you disagree on a particular parenting thing? Tell me a little bit about when you guys got to disagree. Does it happen on the spot? Does it happen 3 hours later when they're asleep? Has there been any sort of babe pause for a sec? What's the deal with that?
yeah. So I think it's terrible to fight in front of the kids. Like it sets a bad like it's. I don't think it's especially at a young age. It's not good for them. I think at any age. But at the end of the day, it's gonna happen. Okay, you just gotta limit it. Um, and be aware of it because like that shit really affects the kids. Like I think yeah, this morning we were like arguing a little bit, and I'm the like so like, and then the kids are there, we're trying to get ready, and I'm like trying to go at it with Betty, and then Betty's like, we'll just talk about it later. Like she's like, we'll talk, but I'm like, no, got to figure it out right now. And
She looks at you like, okay.
so
Yeah,
I,
what got into you?
I was like, yeah, shitting on my hand, and you want to talk about this? Oh, that's another thing we didn't talk about. Bonus tip: you're gonna have shit. So Betty yesterday picked up Zila from the bed, took was taking her to the shower. She holds her up, pisses all over her.
Very nice.
And then the other day in the
Very
shower,
nice.
in the tub, both of them are in the tub. Zila starts shitting in the tub and it's floating. Leo's freaking out. It's
I don't need this shit right now, man. I don't need to hear this, dude.
so yeah, that was the bonus tip. But yeah, fighting in front, it's just limit it and it does happen. But yeah, you just gotta be like, hey, let's talk about it later. Some discourse and disagreements are good, but not like yelling, raising voice, I think.
Like not making it obvious that you guys are fighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's so much different than what I'm used to. I feel like if we don't fight, it's not normal. You
Yeah,
know,
of
like a
course.
part of a healthy man and woman relationship is the angrily yelling at each other. That's at least always been my concept of normal relationship is
Yeah, I think it's healthy. I don't think there's anyone that
no,
doesn't
no, I
fight.
was being sarcastic, bro. Our idea of healthy relationship is all fucked up, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know what you mean.
It all started with Ike and Tina Turner. Just let me remind you folks.
So yeah,
Michael
hope
Jackson.
hope that helped. Anyone thinking about having kids, hope this helped. Adi, hope this was useful information.
I can't tell. I'm trying to think. I think so. It was useful information, but in the sense that I don't know if it was encouraging or discouraging. I can't tell 100%, but I guess let me think about it.
Yeah,
It wasn't the best sell that you've ever done, but I guess it was
it was
very
a war.
informative.
It was a warning.
Yeah, it was like some things you know, like the car like some things you should know before you buy this
Yeah, it's like yeah,
completely.
buyer beware, buyer due diligence. You know.
Right. Full disclosure, you're
Yeah.
gonna get shit on your hands.
Yeah.
Good night, Shant.
Well, good night, everyone.
Thank you.